So, Death Metal Podcast has been offline 2 weeks of Fridays and Saturdays or whatever. So, the reason being, I was at a series of death metal shows and festivals in Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland originally, and it got switched to Akron, Ohio. And then also, my friends from Undergang came from Denmark and played a show in Philadelphia, and they played a show in New York City. So in New York City, you had seen there. What's up, brothers? What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. So you had seen the Dismember opening part, you know. And if you saw like a little static interference because the security guard was running interference on me because I was so close in the photo thing, you know. But I whispered in his ear, "I just want to tape one song," you know what I mean? And then I kept saying it over and over again to him, and then he left me alone. So basically, I just went in there and I taped 2 songs because the next song went into the next song. So I was like, I'm taping this too. He doesn't know the difference between 1 to 2 songs. This is Dismember playing. So, I think I got probably one of the sickest camera angles I think out there because it was hard to get beyond the people that are videographers that are filming the stuff. And if you really look at the front row there, you can see many photographers and they don't want me there, you know. They are clustered together looking at I remember myself and this girl Mary, we were sitting down and we both wanted to film that shit, you know. And we were waiting through this horrible rap music. I'm a fan of rap, so like it was just horrific. And they were waiting for the band to enter the stage, you know, just sitting on a little thing, you know. So they left us alone then, and I could see the consortment of the photography community. They don't want anyone to have, you know, pictures. I guess it's a competitive field, maybe. So anyway, the security wanted me to leave, but I whispered in his ear several times very loud, "I'm just going to tape one song." And then he left me alone. So there you have it. What's up, Mary? So yeah, Mary, the security guy was annoying. So we just stepped one step back and started filming anyway. So because we were right there, you know. So shout out to Mary. That was awesome. The guy was on me, man. He wanted me to leave. What's up, Stefan Goldberg? Between the music, it was odd and terrible. So tonight, though, what this episode's going to be about is I wasn't on for 2 weeks. So, because I was traveling with bands, death metal bands. So one weekend it was with Mortician playing what was originally to be a pig roast in Cleveland. But then there was a massive power outage where there was like 500,000 Cleveland people with no power. So they moved the show to Akron, Ohio, which it was still a blowout because it's like a half an hour away. So everyone that bought tickets came down, plus you had Akron, Ohio people there too. So basically, I had taken different videos of different bands. So this is going to be very like piecemeal. You know, I might show some things out of order, you know. There's still stuff I should download to show, you know what I'm saying? So what's up? Thanks. Hey, Mary, we had a good time, right? That was good stuff. What do you call it? You know, when you're with friends and you want to both film a band you love, I mean, like, it's no bullshit, you know what I mean? Like, you're there with your fucking camera out, literally. And, you know, like, I knew that they would kick us out of the thing, you know, because I know the politics of New York City. Also, you know, I'm kind of like, you know, annoyed because, you know, where you had fans that would videotape and take photos of shows, now it has become a cottage industry because they stick those things on YouTube immediately, which is not the worst thing. You know, they are, monetizing bands' stuff and putting pro-edited videos out. But I think that, I think that some people are in it for the wrong reason. So that's why I don't respect that craft, let's say. The people that are there, if they really like blood or they really like Dismember and they're filming the stuff. But the people that don't, and they're there because it's popular and they're just there to get money and clicks. So anyway, so yeah, man, tonight we're going to show a bunch of death metal. I basically was at what do you call it? It was in Akron, Ohio. Yeah, at a mortician thing. I traveled with Will Rahmer from Mortician to Akron, Ohio, and back, and we went on quite a bit of adventures, I have to say. And there's some ones I could talk about, and some are legal or some are illegal. So we're gonna go to probably the first thing I taped out there. Alright, so that wasn't the full-length video, so I have two videos sometimes, and sometimes it's the shortened forms, and I didn't grab every video, but... So that was Melting Rot. And as you saw, Aaron from Mulder on drums, which at the time I had said to him... No, I saw a drummer, and I said, "Is that Aaron?" I said, "No, he's in Mulder, as the singer or guitar player," so I didn't think he played drums. And then afterwards, I asked him. I said, "Was that you on the drums?" He said, "Yeah." And then Mulder played too. So I have some Mulder footage as well. But like I said, I want to, I might take some of this a little out of order because the hijinks were incredible here, So there was myself. I went to pick up Will from Mortician over in Yonkers. Will and I are good friends. We go back quite a ways. So I wanted to connect with the old friend, and instead of taking a plane there, Will and I went there, and what do you call it? We went there in a car, and so we took a car ride where we listened to Pungent Stench and Nihilist and old Carnage demos and stuff like that, and just took a ride in the country, kind of Roy Fox style from the Facebook, if you ever see that, where we just drove around in the country, just enjoying ourselves, looking at the wonderful views out there, you know what I mean? Like, this type of stuff. Oh, is it playing? Oh, it's trying to upload, sorry. Wrong place, bro. This type of stuff. So just picture that, but through Ohio, you know what I mean? So with Will, myself and Will, So I went to Will's house in Yonkers, and then his brother Johnny was there. That's Will Rahmer's brother, Johnny. He's also a maniac. Just like Will, and then we scooped up the merchandise of Red Rum Records, and I scooped up Will, and we drove to Cleveland. We started to drive to Cleveland, Ohio, but then during mid-show, this was the show right here in the flyer. It was the hacked up for barbecue pig roast, but it turned into the hacked up for barbecue pizza and vegan fast food, which was amazing. The pizzas coming out of there were incredible. So the bands that played this pizza party slash, because there was no power in Cleveland, so you couldn't have the show there. So the show still went on. So you had Feticide, Cardiac Arrest, Mulder, Flesher, Melting Rot, which you just saw, Stab, and a Nightmare Unit. And this was Saturday, August 10th, so 10 days ago. So like I said, normally on a Friday or Saturday, you guys see me out here, right? You see me doing Death Metal Podcast. But instead, I was in Cleveland, Akron. I keep saying it wrong. Akron, Ohio, at this Mortician gig. So, setting up and helping with merchandise, you know what I mean? Because that's the way of the underground, You go to different cities and bands play and sell merch. Your favorite was Morpheus Descends. They kicked ass, definitely, dude. I would like to I have to see this. I could have spent all week making this video. So like at some point I had to just chop it because I said I'm gonna show this in the next 48 hours. So like it was like kind of like maybe I should have saved it for Friday, but I felt it was too relevant and I needed to talk about it now and just get it out of my system. You know what I mean? Just to get the show out of my system. So today was filled with the burnings and all kinds of personal therapies, and this is a therapy too. Death Metal Podcast is a therapy for not just me, for other people. Undergang killed it. Okay, definitely, dude. So and then beyond. So we, like I said, I want to play this a little out of order. Beyond the Undergang show, what do you call it? With Dismember, there was a show in Philadelphia the night before. I'll show the flyer afterwards. And a kind of a funny thing happened because like I went to film and it was really chaotic in there. So basically I just stomped my ass to the front, and then basically it was chaotic, and people were falling onto the stage. I had my camera had the light where it automatically did the light flash thing, so it was really fucking annoying. But I was like, you know what? I am going to film for 1 or 2 minutes because I saw the quality was coming out so hot that I said I cannot stop myself. And in the end, I'll tell you what happened in the end. You might see it. Alright, so that was the camera being smashed out of my hand. Those guys are cool with me, you know what I mean? But he didn't know it was me, and he got annoyed and he smashed his camera out of my hand because I was obscenely close, man. So, and luckily the camera didn't break, so it worked out well. Shout out to Otterbox. Send me some free Otterboxes. Thank you, sir. So tonight, I some of the videos are filmed in kind of like whatever I could do at the time, basically. If it was sideways, it was sideways. If it was, kind of landscape or whatever, I just did whatever I could. I couldn't, like sometimes you just can't think about these things. You just don't. You don't want to think about it. So I filmed this additional piece of Dismember because I had like a pass because I went there with Undergang to do their merch. So I had like a pass where I could go like kind of behind the stage in this little like nook where the drummer would like load his equipment or whatever. So yeah, I was Otterboxing it. So so I filmed quite a few bands from there. The problem is I just couldn't download them fast enough for this show. But this would be a pretty good example of something right here. All right, Death Metal Podcast, always there to get the action shots if possible, I gotta move around like a fan, just like the rest of you. So, like, if you're at a show, like, I'm the same as you, Like, I can't, I was lucky enough to have a wristband to go to that little thing. And, but actually, at the time, the security guy wasn't even looking. He was looking earlier. And I remember I went up that little ramp, but later he didn't give two fucks. So anybody could have basically went back there. Maybe. I don't know. I just don't know. Like, sometimes just one wristband will change, like, how you see a show. You know what I mean? That's about the gist of metal. Like, I'm was at a vending table actually during the most of the Undergang. So like when they played, I didn't really get to watch that. So here we go though. Let's go back to see. Let's go back to check out a piece of the Mortician show. Right, and there you could see the lay of the land of that show. So that was a show that was originally slated to be a pig roast in Cleveland, Ohio, but there was a massive storm and it put out power for people for like a week or a long time. Luckily, I have friends in the area and they hooked it up. What's up, Mystic Doom bitch? How's it going? What'd you call it? So let's see what else I have in the chamber here, because I filmed a lot of interesting stuff, you know. Like I tried to get here's another one from that show, a Flesher.
What's up, Ohio? You fucking freak, come on!
Something weird happened there. Hold on a sec. Something weird happened there. Hold on a sec. Alright. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. What's up, Maniac? You fucking Maniac Mosher. So anyway, shirt pain in the ass. So like I said, I wanted to capture different things that happened. Like, there was also something cool that happened for me, which was back when myself and Will were coming back from Yonkers. You know, we went to the Yonkers. We went to the Yonkers Cemetery where they filmed the first, and not filmed, did photography for the first Mortician demo. So I want to see if I have the video here. Some of these things I've showed on Instagram, so like if you guys aren't in Instagram, you fail. But if I have it, I wouldn't mind showing. Myself and Will were in the Yonkers Cemetery. And just, like, we wanted to drive past because Will said, hey, man, there's got lights up there. And he's right up the hill from this spot over here, you know what I mean? So basically, fucking, for some reason, he goes, go up that way. So I thought that was the way to his house. And then he's like, make a right. And then we were right by the cemetery. He's like, you see the lights? I was like, you want to go in there? So I was like, you want to go in there? He's like, yeah. And then at some point, Will said, he goes, I don't want to leave. So like he was really in his memory lane, dude, you know? So here's a little snippets. Yeah. It's the old spot for you and Matt?
Used to come, yeah.
Oh, dope.
When Matt was alive,
No doubt.
yeah, look at this shit. What we did. But it wasn't lit up like this.
Right.
You know,
Let's not disrespect these people. Let's not disrespect the people, man. Yeah, just to preface that, so like there was other people in the cemetery also at night. And they were, so I said, let's not disrespect them. So like that, and then we didn't go by them, you know? So yeah, man, me and Will were creeping around in the Yonkers Cemetery, and he was talking to me about Matt Sitcher, who's passed away for probably 30 years, dude. He was the original drummer for Mortician, a friend of mine too. And Will was relaying some old stories about Spring Valley Death Crew, which is the early NYDM. And then I even asked Roger from Mortician after, when I got back, I said, did you ever party in that cemetery in Yonkers? He's like, dude, that was like one of our main party spots. So I was with Mortician in the cemetery at night. Fucking Will, dude, you know? Life goals? Exactly. So, I mean, I think I hit a small life goal right there, which many people may not get to hit. So that was probably the reason why I had said, I was like, yo, do you want to go in there? You know what I mean? Because I figured, you know what, let's just go in here and try not to get arrested and just get out, you know? And that's what we did. But we ended up hanging out in there for like a half an hour. I don't know. We were in there for a little while. And we took a few fucking slick photos being death metal and it was cool, man. I saw this when I was walking out. There was like some a band knocked over tombstones. I think they were just like extras, just to be honest, you know. I was trying to get Will to take a photo of me. He was pretty intoxicated. So this was the best we could get. This is like the cemetery gates of where we had rolled in, you know. So yeah, man, fucking pretty sick stuff, dude. You know, it was cool to it was cool to romp around the old Yonkers cemetery, man. I mean, as death metal as it gets, right? I want to, I like to, I like to talk and, live in the past a lot. So, like, for me, for me, it's exciting to do stupid shit like this. So, fun stuff too. And, being with Will, it's like extra fucking added bonus, dude. So let's see what else we got that I could show here. I realized I really didn't pull out as many videos I would like to. Here's a snippet of the festival with what do you call it? The barbecue. Alright, so for those that don't know, that was Cardiac Arrest. So, like I said, some of the videos are pretty short. For that one, like, I was working the merch table for Mortician. So, like, even when Mortician played, I was working the merch table for Mortician. So, like, the videos are short. But Mortician songs are a lot shorter than Cardiac Arrest ones. So I try, man. I try to get out there and I try to, like, capture something. I don't know what it is, Death metal, and that's why I bring it onto here, too, because I figure there's other people that want to fuck with it, you know what I mean? And I'm sure there's other, like, I seen Disgustor in the chat, and I'm sure he's happy to see Melting Rot video. And I'm sure, Cardiac Arrest, I saw Cardiac Arrest in Madison last year at Blades of Steel. When they started playing, I was eating a cheeseburger from the food truck. Kind of wanted to watch them. Yeah, so I mean, you should have basically got rid of that, man. What's up, Chris Grant? How's it going? Appreciate you. I appreciate everyone that's here, man. Nick Hickok, Mary, Stefan Goldberg, Mystic Doom Bitch, Ada, Big Vitus, Disgustor, Joker NYC, who I got to meet at the show, which is cool. Who else? No Balone, Susan Amador, Tabajo. Who else here? Juan. Appreciate everyone that tunes in. Justin. Everybody that always is the Death Metal Podcast supporters. Necron, I see here. I appreciate, like, I felt that these shows and this little trip and all this shit, like, I was like, man, I didn't do a show for, like, 2 weeks, so, like, I should come on here and just do one show that encapsulates as much as I can as far as, like, the highlights for me of the Undergang, mini tour, let's call it 2 shows, and then the Mortician trip. And then seeing Dismember in New York was pretty important stuff for a lot of people. There was a lot of people there, And Vomitory played, Malignancy, Morpheus Descends. So, like, this was a really apex show, man. Like, New York needs things that are, like, I want to call it a little more underground like this. So, like, then it piques my interest a little more versus, like, a Morbid Angel show or Napalm Death or something, which, like, to me, those bands died, those bands died, like, 30 years ago. But seeing Dismember, like, they did not die, Or rest in peace, St. Vitus. I know, dude, that's some big shit. That's really, like, a big loss for us New Yorkers. Like, that's The best thing about going to show Saturday was meeting you, Roy. I appreciate it, bro. You had your you were repping the Necroharmonicals. So I actually shout out to Stefan Goldberg. Here's a photo of me and him at the fucking show. This guy had his Necroharmonic shirt on, so thank you, man. Appreciate you, bro. So that's cool, you know, that people and fans and people had came up to me at the Undergang table and they said, "Do you do death metal podcasts?" And yeah, man. So I mean, I want to connect with friends and people, and I hope people like the show. Also, I wanted to make an announcement in the next day or two. Necroharmonic.com. There's going to be the Undergang shirts that we were selling at the show and the flags. So there'll be two new Undergang designs on the Necroharmonic.com tomorrow. So, or later tonight even. So definitely check it out. Here's a photo of me and Will right before we hit the cemetery, We went and got a drink. We had just gotten out of the car from driving like hours and hours and hours. And shout out to Parma, and shout out to Steve Eggs and Chris Dora, because they were super important to us. There was no hotels. Myself and Will got kicked out of our hotel due to, a chair being scraped across the floor. And, there was, police and nothing bad. We didn't do anything. Will, the hotel workers, I think, robbed Will's wallet, which is kind of fucked up. So basically, Chris Dora and Steve Eggs came to the rescue because we had nowhere to stay, and we were just going to have to either drive home from the show or stay like 3 or 4 hours away into Pennsylvania, because the whole area of Ohio, all these people were staying in hotels and all this shit because they had no fucking power. So the entire area was booked, and so was the town we were staying in. So, we got lucky to get a room when we did, and then we got, me and Will are a little reckless. So, sometimes things are around, and, they send us on our, and the hotel guy said, "I want those guys out of here," So shout out to Emma, too, who threw the show. She does a club in Cleveland, a No Class. So she was the one that threw the show, which, this was originally supposed to be at No Class, but it ended up being moved to Akron, Ohio. So yeah, man, and this was the show of the Dismember. So the full Dismember lineup was Dismember, Vomitory, Undergang, Malignancy, and Morpheus Descends. So, and then, I didn't really catch any videos of Malignancy because it was the show was really early, it was way different. New York sucks, for shows. They treat metalheads as second-class citizens, we're not going to drink. And then they put these dance club things ahead of metalheads. So, it's been like that for, forever. For 30 years, I would say, easily. So they think that the dance clubs are where they make their money. Unless they're selling them stuff out of the bathroom, I don't know. But basically, when you have thousands of metalheads there drinking, you're kind of stupid to be kicking them out at 10 or 11 o'clock at night. Fuck New York. That's what I'm saying, dude. I have to, live it because that's the closest kind of venue to me, So, but they do it at Philly too. That's what they do it a lot of places. So, appreciate you, man. That was cool, man. It was cool to get a flick. It sucks about the St. Vitus. Sorry to hear about the bar dying. Happy to have so much HD footage online. Yeah. So yeah, so tonight's episode, like I said, is this dedicated. This is an extra wrap up episode to a death metal podcast, wrap up of where the fuck you been, Roy? Because you guys see me here every week, right? Fridays, Saturdays. Dance clubs have more money. The thing is, though, you have you have from 1,000 to 1,500 people was supposed to be the max on this club, right? So like you have 1,000 fucking people in there that are alcoholics. So I mean, why the fuck would you kick them the fuck out, dude? To bring in fucking like maybe like a couple hundred, like Guido, I don't know what the word is, dance clubbers, like that's just stupidity, man. I could see if they brought in like the entire thing, like the Limelight back in the day, like where it would switch from metal bar to like to a dance club, so like, but they would let you stay there and like you would actually care and it would be good and it would be fun. You could kind of like hang, versus like the way it is. So I don't know. Can't believe St. Vitus is gone. That was my home away from home. Can't believe my favorite spot is gone. Yeah, man, sucks. And this man, he says it all. So, what else do I want to play for you guys? Let's see what we got here. This was shot. This was shot in Akron show, Mulder. So yeah, so that's what I was saying. Like, is that sold? Did they get a cut of that? You know what I mean? That's why. Yeah, and also, but Mary would nail it too. That they do sell a fancy cocktails in New York, so people are really into like hookah bars and like they want these big fucking drinks and shit with like big sugar fucking things around the edge where they probably have the same amount of alcohol as like a beer. That way they could take photos with them, selfies for Instagram, So I mean, I get a secondary scene. It's confusing for an average metalhead just to go to a show and then be like kicked the fuck out because like it's garbage music, like kind of invade like what we're doing. You know what I mean? It's always been there. It's been annoying as fuck, dude. So let's see what else. There was more footage. I had like all kinds of different footage, which I would have liked to play here, but Death Metal Podcast. So also, shout out to the people that were at the show, especially Dismember. So, here's Mary right here from the chat. So, me and Mary, we're chilling right up front. They were trying to kick us the fuck out. Shout out to Bridget. Shout out to Maddie Karki, who was signing autographs and Dismember stuff right next to the Undergang table. All the guys from Dismember came out and signed stuff for people. The records, CDs, took photos. So me and Maddie, I known Maddie for quite a while. He taped me the Dismember demos on one side of a tape, I remember. And then I told him, I was like, hey man, you taped me the Fields of Nephilim on the other side. Shout out to John Grave, who flew from Chicago to New York, got delayed, came to the show 2 hours late, still got to see 3 bands. Shout out to John Grave, dude. I have to fucking give it to him. And then he had trouble on the way back, but he fucking made it from fucking Colorado to New York and back on a marathon fucking mission. So what a fucking maniac death metaler. So if you guys know him from Facebook, John Grave, he also has an episode with Death Metal Podcast where we talk about collecting. And he was the guy that pulled out all the really cool Dismember fucking stuff, where he used it for the box set. Yeah, Mary. So thank you, Mary, for chilling. You're cool as fuck, like good people, man. Death metal is cool in New York for the people. The clubs can suck it, basically. That's how I look at things sometimes, because basically, like, I don't know, like, it's confusing to me, like, yeah, so, you know what I mean? They sounded super tight. Yes, Dismember was super tight. So let's get to one of the questions somebody's asking here. So are Dismember doing a new record, do you think? I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, they played, New Yorkers are also very jaded. So basically, during the show, there was people talking about the sound of the bands, saying this band didn't sound right, this band didn't sound right. Then they were talking about Dismember, because they said, I thought they were only going to play Ever Flowing Stream. I thought this was a show where you just played Dismember into the Ever Flowing Stream, you know? So, like, basically, like, we were like, like, New Yorkers are jaded as fuck, dude, you know? So, we're jaded as fuck. Like, when we are billed, the show is Ever Flowing Stream, that's what we think we're walking into, you know? They probably should have played that entire record first, and then played the rest of their songs instead of mixing them together. That would have really, like, kind of like, basically, like, the average New Yorker is, like, really fucking jaded, man. So, I mean, I even thought, as soon as I heard them play the second song, and it wasn't Ever Flowing Stream, I was like, what's going on here? you know what I mean? So, I don't know, like... Killer Show, Roy, was good to see you at Dismember, man. Gotta work. All right, man. It was good to see you too, bro. I got to see other people too that were definitely some death metal maniacs, and they, were like, "Hey, Roy, man, fucking Death Metal Podcast. Your comment got deleted. I don't know, man. Not really working the comments. So the thing is, if you write something with a curse in it or something, the comment will get deleted. Just so you know." Because basically, fucking jaded as fuck. Yeah, we're jaded as fuck, exactly. Like, we are jaded in New York, because everything fucking comes to New York. So, like, if they tell us the Ever Flowing Stream is going to be fucking playing, like, that's what we expect when we go to the fucking show, you know? I thought they were just going to play that and leave, dude. Like, and then they played a pretty long set, actually, so... in the longer game, I mean, it was still a pretty fucking sick show. Here's a small video from the graveyard, actually. We took some photos at the old Mortician demo photo spot. So we rolled into the old cemetery here. Old school first demo fucking cemetery for Mortician. We're in the Yonkers Cemetery. It's the old stomping ground of the Mortician photos. You know, am I crazy because I do shit like this? I don't know. Like, it seemed to me, like, relevant for some reason, you know? Yeah, I was playing some Beherit. Like, I wanted to go in there with some, like, music and stuff and, like, hang out and be blasphemous in the cemetery with Will, you know? So, yeah, definitely. I mean, I think, you know, like, I don't know which videos I showed on Instagram, which ones I didn't. So, like, and then there's one I think is, you know, I don't know. There's one I don't want to show purposely, you know? Just like, you know, like, you don't want to disrespect, you know, I don't know what the wording is, but, like, the dead, basically, you know what I mean? Like, we were just joking around, but we said some shit, you know? Live from Yonkers, exactly. Ew, Ralph, I saw right when I was in Yonkers, dude, you know? Right on, exactly, dude. I don't want to I was in the cemetery, but I'm not there to disrespect the dead, man. I mean, you know, that's, yeah, like, fun, yeah, exactly. So, like, I was just there to take some videos because this was the old Mortician spot, you know, and talk about Matt and, you know, like, just Will showed me where they took some photos, you know what I mean? And we just walked around for a few minutes, had a beer, and, you know, so that's it. Like, you know, I mean, it's relevant for death metal history to go there, I think. So, and it was like right there, dude. Like, it was right up the block from the beer store. So, hanging out in the cemetery is death metal 101 in a weird way. I mean, a lot of people take photos of cemeteries, and you know what I mean. Bands always have photos of cemeteries and shit. Let's see if we have any additional video I could show here. I don't know what some of these videos are, so I'm scared to play them. Oh, that was Chris Dora's Striper poster, which I had I had it in the queue here too, because he had this really cool room, like, where it had like a pinball machine with a Kiss pinball machine. This was the room right here. This is the dudes from Cardiac Arrest are in there. So this is a photo I took. But there was this Striper photo off to the left that was like, it was fucking up my high for some reason. Everything else in there was like legit for me, you know? Even Def Leppard and the horrible music these guys were listening to. But like, that Striper poster like kind of threw me the fuck off, dude, you know? That's a sick room. Dora's basement. Exactly, dude. So, you know, this show is all about, you know, the trips, you know, the Mortician trip, and then the Undergang Philly shit. And then I thought I had the blood spore video. YouTube is trash. My comments aren't going through. Later, Roy. I went to Necroharmonic. Thank you, man. Appreciate it, dude. Dora's whole house is sick. It's not just his basement. Because upstairs, where the fuck is my Dora photo, actually? Let's see here. I had a photo of me and Dora, actually. I have to see if it's in the, I hate iCloud. Sorry, guys. Let's see here. Here it is. So, shout out to Chris Dora for also saving the day for us. Fucking Parma and Ohio guys, Cleveland, everybody. Chris Dora also played in Decrepit, From the Depths, Incantation, Ringworm, just like so many fucking bands, dude. He was probably in Stagnated Corpse for all I know. So he was in like so many death metal bands from Ohio. I think he's in, I don't know if he's in Faith Extractor. So yeah, Chris Dora is the fucking man, dude. And then yeah, the boys from Cardiac Arrest were crashing there. Me and Chris got a photo on day 2. I went to pick up Will there and take that out of there. So, you know, this show, I really wanted to feature that Dismember video. That was the big thing here for me. And to, you know, maybe the extended version of the Undergang thing. So, because, you know, having the phone smacked out of your hand mid-show is pretty interesting. It never happened to me before. Me and Dora. So, what is this, all Dora? Let's see here. Hold on a sec. What's this? Okay, so this guy was at the Undergang show, and they made these posters of Undergang for the Philly Scattered Remnants show. So actually, I gotta check my email for this Scattered Remnants stuff if it emailed to me. Let's see here. Damn, man, fail. So this guy asked me, he's like, hey man, do you guys have any of those posters? And there was like a whole fucking box of them. And he asked me like a couple times, and then I said, I have my own, so I don't want to sell it because someone gave it to me. So like to me, my morals won't sell something that someone gave to me. So David had grabbed 2 of them and unrolled one. So this guy ended up, through persistence, ended up with a very cool Undergang poster. Hand numbered, signed by both artists, and I think it was limited to like 30 posters or something, you know? What band do you think did the first Photo in a Cemetery? No idea, dude. So let's, you know, that was just a little memory piece from the Dismember show. So I don't know, you know, like I don't know if I could wrap this this show into like a fucking 3-hour episode. But let's look, because I did download quite a few folders of stuff. Let's see here. You watch them from the Philippines, appreciate. So yeah, this is live death metal podcast on Tuesday. So I see there's a lot of fucking people watching, as many as would watch on Stupid Friday. So let's see what we could do here. We're gonna go into my library of death, and then try to see if I can bring some more memories from this adventure, you know? Because, I mean, I pretty much tapped out everything that could be. You know, shout out to Joel, actually, who came from San Francisco for the show. There was definitely that poster guy. You know, the Dismember shit was just off the hook. I think I showed basically both versions of it. I'm not sure, because I have 2 versions here. So it's kind of hard to tell, like, if this is the shown version. I would probably know by the drummer. I was all about filming the drummer, so, because nobody, I had Morpheus Descends drum video too, but for some reason, let me move this over here, cut. So, you know, like New York needs more shows like this in general. That's all I could say. Let's see what this is, or if this is a repeat. Sorry if it is. What's up, Aaron? If I'm not mistaken, Chris Dora was in Integrity too, exactly. So yeah, he was in fucking hella bands. Let's see here. This one I put outside the box. This is Dismember, I know, but I just don't know if I show this. All right, you guys saw that part already, so I'm not gonna play that again for the third fucking time. I guess that was the full length version of it. So like, you know, like once you start going on Instagram and chopping it up because you were like you want the videos to be stories and this and that, you know, like it truncates shit, you know, so you don't know what the fuck you even watched, or you know, things go very fast in death metal, man. You know, there's things you might want to upload at a show. There's things you upload when you get home from the show. You know what I mean? There's a lot of. I mean, I'm out there trying to, I guess, pump the scene. You know, like so. I don't know. I just figured that it was worthy of having a small death metal podcast, a shorter episode tonight to just go over some of the cool things that happen. Which was, these shows, basically. Like, a couple shows that happened, which was this, the Dismember Vomitory Undergang, which I did get footage of Vomitory, too, not much. The Mortician, festival, and then also, I don't know why I didn't upload the other one. Let me see if it's still on my desktop. This show right here. Actually, this was the show and the poster, which we promoted this on Death Metal Podcast too. The Undergang, Scattered Remnants, Bloodspore, and I had a Bloodspore video too. Bone Weapon, Syrian, and Moria. So I had talked with a lot of these bands too at the show. So support the underground, man. New York needs more underground shows, honestly. And that was like, this show like was a nice straddle of like, it was underground, but it wasn't so underground, you know what I mean? So that's a rare occasion for New York. Usually it's kind of like, there's no, in Brooklyn and all these places, like the places are huge. So like, unless you go to a show with like the satanic like there's the shows are like little bigger places, you know what I mean? So like they want money. New York venues been sucking shit. All the curfews and early shows. Yep, we talked about that earlier, Ralph. You were I'm in congruence with you, my man, because like I felt like they could have had us crazy beer drinkers there forever. Mary had said earlier that basically they want to sell people more expensive drinks, so that would make a little sense. But I just wonder how many people are instead in the bathroom snuffing their fucking noses. So anyway, I think I'm going to wrap this out because I see that I didn't really pull down every single video I wanted to play. So thank you guys for tuning in. Anybody that did, Travis, I see, popped in, and Cam, the medical pathologist, Erin. I guess watch the replay if you're interested. I'll play the Dismember, the best footage I got one more time. And then I hope you guys like the show. I just try to, it's fine, brother. I just try to fill in, like, a death metal show here while it was fresh, you know what I mean? And we'll do our show Friday. And basically, I'll thanks, Carl, man. I didn't even see you lurking. You lurkers. People lurk until I start to say, like, yeah, I'm leaving. I'm going off the show. Then people's heads pop out like, hey, what? Don't leave. I wasn't done with you, Roy. So thank you for watching, though. I mean, it was cool. I mean, it was nice to go down. So, again, I want to preface. I'm going to play this video one more time. But basically, like, myself and my friend Mary were sitting down because it was a long show, it was short but long, and then we were sitting, and I was like, we're gonna film this, and I had a feeling that the security guard would kick us out. I didn't actually think the security guard would kick us out. I thought the photographers would be like, you gotta get out of here. But actually, it was a security guard came over. So the first few seconds of this is me basically yelling in the security guard's ear, I'm only going to film one song. So enjoy. Anyone that didn't get to watch it at the beginning. Hold on, I want to show one more thing though. So yeah, I did have because I was next to Dismember vending. There was a few additional photos that I didn't show here, which are worthy because these guys are the fucking kings, man. Like you said. Let me see here. There was this, and shout out to Maddie, and shout out to all of Dismember, man. They're really cool dudes. I'm sorry if I don't remember everyone's fucking name, but this guy, I known him for a minute too. So yeah, the early Dismember, the Grave, and Sweden, definitely, dude. So I mean, these were the early motherfuckers, dude. You know. Sorry, you know, like can only say so much, and then the footage, yeah, that I grabbed was pretty good considering. Malignancy was awesome, man. So the footage, I couldn't catch any footage of them though because I was helping Undergang sell their merchandising. Also, I wanted to send a shout out to, I got a photo with myself. Hold on a sec. I wanted to send a shout out to him and his girl and his friends. Hold on a sec. Brands. I wanted to send a hello to Pat Crocker, Jenna, and to Derek, who is in Crucimentium now. He was the original bass player from Head Rot, and he's the drummer from Ancient Death. So I got a photo of me, myself, David, and Derek, who came all the way from Rhode Island to the show. So people came from all different states. I met people from Belgium at the show. A couple from Belgium flew in for the show. There was people from other countries there, man. It was fucking crazy, dude. So, all right. So I'm going to wrap this up. I appreciate you guys tuning in to this impromptu and kind of 48-hour death metal podcast. I hope everyone that, went to the show had a good time. I hope those that didn't, at least, maybe I could just bring a little slice of our, whatever I saw for X amount of days. Shout out to Missy and her man for letting me stay at their house in Philadelphia. Appreciate you. Shout out to Bridget for letting me stay at her house, on her couch at her house. Shout out to you. Shout out to Mary, who was always cool to hang out with. And shout out to Tasso. Who else? The guys from Malignancy, Morpheus Descends, John Grave, Derek, Stefan Goldberg was at the show. Who else did I see there? There was just so many fucking people at the show, dude. New York is crazy. Shout out to Sean, the drummer from Disma on the To the Megalith was there, I saw. Mental Bill, shout out to Bill Connolly and his friend. And then shout out to that guy Joel. And who else? Who else? Dude, everyone was there, man. Like every motherfucking death metaler you could think of was in this New York show. So, shout out to all of them, man. And, appreciate, the community aspect of, like, us getting together and going to a show or, like, eating food afterwards, drinking, hanging out, talking about fucking fanzines. Like, it turns into where you go to a show, and if it's early, afterwards, sometimes you end up at a bar or you end up somewhere, and then next thing you know, you're in a learning mode. Like I learned a lot about Absurd this weekend, which was interesting. So you go into a learning mode where you might learn about things that you don't know, and then that was interesting. And then different things about like just connecting with other death metal heads and black metal heads is important because, like we can spread information only amongst ourselves, basically. Like, no one else gives two fucks, right? Like, I mean, let's really keep it $1.50, So, this is it for Death Metal Podcast for tonight. I put in my hour and a half. It's not bad. And it seemed like a good amount of people watched. So, I hope you guys liked the episode. I just wanted to spew it out. I couldn't do it on night 1 because I just wasn't feeling it. And then night 2, I was like, damn, there's so much shit here. And then I didn't even get to show it all because I had Morpheus to send video and additional Undergang stuff. But I hope you guys got the gist of, where I was for taking time off from Death Metal Podcast. So I hope to see you guys in a few days. And we're out of here. So thank you for tuning in. Everyone that tunes in on the regular. I appreciate you.